bit about just the importance of having alumni in the program and how you guys have kind of reached out and what that was like to have some people back on campus?
It was fun. It was fun. It's really important. I mean, those are the people that laid the foundation for this program. And those are people who, if they didn't win championships, they paved the way for the teams that did win championships to be able to do that. And we're building off of their legacy. So I think it's important, first and foremost, that we embrace that. Secondly, that they know that we know that. And thirdly, that they're an extension of our family. I mean, we're really adopted into their family. And so I think for us, we had a really great weekend. We had a good turnout. We want to continue to grow that. And we want to continue to have our players, to let our players have an opportunity to have conversations with the alumni, to get to know them, to thank them for the things that they've done, and to utilize their experience, because they've been through everything that these players are going through, and it's a different voice.
Yeah, and I know early in your tenure you sent a letter out to a lot of alumni. So what was the reaction like for that? It seemed like it was pretty positive from the alumni.
Yeah, they were excited to get communication, and we'll send a letter out every month and sort of let them know what's going on and update them. But we want to make sure that they're connected, and even if they can't be here physically, we want them to know what's going on in our program, because it's still their program, and we want to make sure that there's that connection.
What are the things that you plan to do to reach out to fans more and connect with them?
Well, we're going to just continue to be out at appearances, continue to be out in the public. We're going to do some things pre-game in terms of engagement, where I'll do a video and we'll send it out. We'll do a halftime tweet so they can kind of know the things that we want to talk about adjusting in halftime with. After the games, our players will be connected with them. We'll go out and do some things differently than have maybe been done in the past. We'll just continue to try to build relationships. We know it doesn't happen overnight, so we're not going to stop. We're going to get out there and hopefully we can continue to build relationships.
I cover Dixon County athletics for the Tennessee, and I was wondering if I could get a quick comment from you about Rachel Bell and Lily Carter and what their roles are going to be this season.
Yeah, they're really doing well. And, I think for Rachel, the opportunity to play in a system like this really fits her game. She's getting some freedom to make plays, and now she's got to understand decision making within our plays. But I think you're going to see a big jump in Rachel's game this year, not just from a production standpoint, from a confidence standpoint. And Lily has the potential to be a really great player. I mean, there's no question that she has the athleticism, she has the skill set. But as a young player, sometimes when it's always been easy for you, you've got to understand what it takes to consistently play hard and compete at a high level all the time. And Lily's so open to coaching, and she's so open to being challenged. And every single day she's shown progress. She does a lot of things and can do a lot of things that you can't teach, and it's important to have somebody like that.
What are Union University's team?
Bellarmine first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then Union second. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the things that you know about Bellarmine?
Well, I know Bellarmine's had a great tradition. They've got a great coach, and watching a little bit of what I've seen on film, they're very good at putting the ball on the floor. They're small, so they're versatile, and really probably look a little bit more like us in terms of not having a lot of size. I think for us, it's just going to give us an opportunity to really worry about us, focus on us, and see if we can tell our growth from practice and transition it to a game, defensively as well as offensively, and give us a great opportunity to sort of measure our progress.
Is there any difference between in terms of your practices now that you have a game on the horizon, based on what you've been doing kind of in the preseason?
Not really. It's kind of the same. I mean, we got to focus on us right now. We have to focus on getting better every single day. We haven't tapered back because we have a game. We probably tried to defend more of opponents' offensive sets than we have in the past as well. But that's probably about it.
It's nice to have a game on the horizon.
It is. It's nice to have a game, especially for them. Nobody likes to practice all the time, so I think for them to be able to know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel and they're going to be able to play against somebody other than themselves is important.
You spoke about the disparity in size. I know Marquez can hold her own under the basket, but what other players can you use to play in the middle?
Well, we got to use everybody. I think that's one of the things about our system is we got to be creative and we got to be versatile. Kayla Overbeck's going to have to be able to play inside and give us some size, and collectively we're going to have to defend and rebound at a high level and do it in terms of team defense and really team rebounding, because we don't have the one go-getter. And it'd be nice to have one, but some teams have multiple. And so we have to do it collectively as a unit, and that's what we're learning to do. We can't just focus on ourselves and our man on the defensive end. We got to focus on our team defense, and the same thing offensively. We can't just focus on where am I going to get my shot in offense. We have to focus on how do I make my teammates better in offense, and that's got to be our mindset.
Are there any one or two areas that maybe you're focused on the most looking ahead to this game, and what you're going to see in that game, and the question marks you might have, and what the others on this team?
Yeah, I think first and foremost defensively, because we will play a lot of man-to-man, and we do have a different defensive system. So defensively, our intensity, our urgency, our team defensive concepts, being able to dictate on the defensive end, that's what we're looking for on defense. Even more so than executing coverages. And offensively, it's about our pace and about our space. And those are two things that we emphasize daily. But they're two things, again, that are very difficult when you're trying to play faster and you're trying to physically play faster, but then slow your mind down and make decisions at a high rate. And so I think those are the things for us that we're focusing on. It's more about those things than it is about numbers.
I know you said that your 5 freshmen you expect are going to have to play just because of the way your team is set up right now. Do you envision them in this exhibition game getting maybe more minutes than usual? I mean, how do you look ahead to what they might impact this?
I don't know. It's been really difficult to try to see combinations because we've only had 10 people in practice, and Mint hasn't been practicing and things like that. So for us, until we can go against another opponent, we haven't had an opportunity to figure out how we're going to sub, which combinations are best together, which combinations are our best defensive team, which is our best offensive team. So we need this to be able to figure that out. So I don't even really have anything thought through in my mind other than let's just try to figure out what's the best combination of people we can put on the floor, and then who can give us the most coming off the bench that allows us to exceed the opponent's second line, as opposed to just keep even with the opponent's second line.
I know you're not ready to name a starting lineup yet, but is there any one position where you have 2 players that they're neck and neck, and you're like, man, that's going to be a hard decision. Who's going to start?
I haven't even thought about it. I mean, I think obviously Marquez is going to be on the floor. Besides that, everybody else is kind of working their way through, positionally and or how to play in the system. I tell them every day, offense doesn't get you on the floor. Yeah. So I don't care if you score 20 points if you give up 21. That's not going to happen. Defense is what gets you on the floor. And so every day they're fighting for position. And to me, it's not necessarily who starts the game, it's who finishes. But it's also about, okay, we can't put all of our eggs in one basket. We need a second group that's able to exceed the opponent's second group. So no matter who's on the floor, everybody's got to be ready to go, and everybody has to be ready to play at a high level when they're on the floor.
Thanks, Coach.
Good, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.